So if you just watched my Rose Tico off the cuff and you're wondering, holy shit, I'm in like the exact same shirt and I have the exact same stuff here, that's because I literally shot that video and then was Googling random shit while I was still sitting in the chair. I'm a huge like horror movie fan and a horror movie buff. I'm sure if you watched my Freddy vs. Jason theater experience video, you'll know that I really enjoy them. I do want to talk more about different movie experiences as well too, and maybe like concerts, because I've had some crazy ones. But anyway, I digress. So I'm a huge fan of Hellraiser. It's one of my favorite horror movie franchises out there. I know like after 2 it gets kind of stupid, but I still like enjoy them for the most part. It's up there with like Scream, Chucky, Halloween, shit like that for me. And so I didn't know that fucking Christy from the main character from like the Hellraiser series, you know, or one of the main characters, ended up becoming a Cenobite in the comics. And the reason this is so fascinating to me, this isn't going to be a very long thing, it's more of just a reaction. I haven't read the Hellraiser comics, but I was reading some of the reviews. I was thinking about getting one, and it looks like they're pretty decent. At least the fans that have read it genuinely kind of enjoy it. But what I think is kind of funny is, if you remember back, if you've seen my history of horrorporn.com video, I talk about there being a Hellraiser porn parody in there, and it's a female Pinhead, and it being like, oh, if that's your thing, blah blah blah, blah, you know, just kind of make it a funny little, you know, little bit out of it. And I didn't realize that like horrorporn.com kind of inadvertently made that like canon, because I went back and looked at horrorporn.com's Pinhead character and then Christy in the comics. Now she clearly looks different. If I remember correctly, I'm gonna put the image up on screen, but the image, she was like in red or some shit. I could be wrong, but it's just, that's the image that's sticking out of my head. But and clearly it looks different, but at the same time they don't look that dissimilar. So I'm wondering if maybe the people of horrorporn.com read the comic. I mean, I doubt it. I'm down. Why would they have? Like, clearly they didn't. Like, they made It the Clown the porn parody. I doubt they fucking know the ins and outs of the Hellraiser comics. But I do think it's fascinating that that is, like, actually canon. And ironically, like, the porn parody is a lot more, you know, faithful to the original 2 films than, you know, like, Hellraiser in Space. You know, that's a good one, by the way. You know, it's kind of crazy, because if I remember correctly, now a little bit of spoilers. I guess technically this whole fucking thing's a spoiler, because I didn't even know fucking that had happened. Like, so yeah, I don't really have any thought-provoking thing to say in this. It's mostly just like my reaction to that they fucking made Christy, because I guess my thought was, in the comics, I wonder if they ever tried to, because I always thought that would be kind of cool, because they always have that kind of dynamic where you've got Pinhead and you've got Christy, where if you've watched Hellraiser or read the Hellbound Heart, very good book, by the way, there's a lot of like different symbols, and Christy's a completely different character in the book, but anyway, I digress. There's a lot of different symbolism and shit throughout them. Then it kind of made me wonder, like, if Christy did become a Cenobite, what would be her, like, her thing? And that's kind of the one thing I will say, I guess, is I'm not necessarily disappointed, but Christy basically just becomes Pinhead, or the priest. She's just Lady Pinhead, essentially. And I mean, that's fine, I guess. But it's kind of... because the one thing I love about Hellraiser is it's always about, like, kind of how they're tortured, and kind of, like, who they are, and that kind of represents what type of form they take as a Cenobite. So I guess seeing it's just Lady Pinhead, it's a little disappointing. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to get these books now and check them out, because it looks amazing. Especially, like, I'm hearing that they're doing like a Hellraiser, like, I don't know if it's an HBO Max show or something, but tell you what, I am freaking down for that. You know, like, maybe I should do an off the cuff, because I'm actually a big fan of the Scream MTV show, and I do think that gets a lot more hate than it deserves, primarily because it was on MTV, and I get it. MTV was known as, like, reality TV trash central at the time when Scream came out, but if you like horror and you haven't watched Scream, I actually recommend it. The only thing I don't like about Scream, the TV show, is I don't like the design of the ghost face in that. I think it's kind of dumb looking. I think they should just go with the traditional, but I get they were trying to do their own thing. Anyway, So it's kind of got me a little hyped for this Hellraiser TV series. Now, who knows when it's coming out? And I don't think they've announced the cast yet. But man, I'll tell you what, if they do anything from the comics and they bring Lady Pinhead in there, might be something special, guys. Might be something special. So anyway, this is just my quick thoughts. So anyway, keep things light and rebellious, and I will see you guys in the next video.